Hey guys, Marsling here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and we're going to jump in and do the new burst mode for the Kefla event that has released today and get the 6,000 points with both the categories. So we're going to start off with the Universe 6 one. Remember that you don't have to get 6,000 points with both the categories, you only have to do it once, and then you can just turn off all the other modifiers except for the category to complete the final mission. So whichever of these two teams is going to be your strongest one, obviously that's the one I would recommend going for the actual 6,000 points. But we're going to start off with Universe 6 category. We're going to use the Tech and STR because it's the one that's worth the most points. 500 or less team cost. Obviously we've put on all these things for the status effect immunity because we don't really need to worry about that. Give the enemy damage reduction, but only from int, because we're not using any int characters anyway. Enemies damage reduction 25%. I mean, we can even put that down because we've already got to 6,000 points with the modifiers that we do have. None of these optional attack ones, they're not worth a lot of points and they give the enemy a lot of extra attack. Whereas we can do this one, which is the bare minimum 50%, gives you 620 points. Bare minimum defense, no extra HP, bare minimum HP here. We don't need the damage like threshold thing. We don't need the type disadvantage orbs damage you. Don't need the allies minus key because we get quite a lot of points from the items and support memories not being allowed as well. So fairly easy to get to the 6,000 points here. This is the team that we put together for STR and Tech. The event's not really hard enough that you need to run double Tech Kefla, but you could, because remember that the enemy for this event is a Universe Survival Saga enemy, so Tech Kefla has 100% guaranteed chance to dodge. But like I say, the event with the modifiers that we've got on, which is not like a crazy amount, but the event should be perfectly fine like with this team. So even without the key modifiers on, I do like to always try and go for getting as many of the key things as we can on the way to the boss fight, just to make things a little bit easier for ourselves as we go. So we can do that, we can do that. So we hit a few of them along the way. But we got Tech, Kale, and the uneasy aid Tech, Kale, and Kefla on the team. Really not sure why they didn't easy aid her here, but there we go in this celebration. She should have easy aid like right now today with the Tech, with the LR Kale and Kefla release, just to bolster that Universe 6 team. I still think they'll easy aid before the end of the celebration because it would be crazy if they didn't. Like, why were they featured on Hit's banner if they're not going to get an easy aid? But instant slot 1 super dodge though from the Tech Kefla having 100% chance to dodge. We'd love to see that. Nice, did the 2 multis and got Jiren and then Gotenks with coins. That's what we like to see. Yeah, I picked up my second dupe for Gotenks with the Carnival coins. I hadn't used Carnival coins on anything for ages, so I had like over 1,000. That puts Gotenks to 79%. Lets me give him the gold skill orb. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks obviously still very good. Bit of a defensive liability in some fights, and a lot of the toughest bosses in the meta currently don't do Ki Blast Supers, which I feel like is probably a deliberate choice after Gotenks' release. Because if we get like a new event where the new hardest boss in the game does a Ki Blast Super, then that puts Gotenks' stocks like right back up as being a unit that can tank that super in the tough event, right? Because he gets the extra damage reduction and then has the counter. Obviously this team build I do have the hit and Kaba like units, which I know not everybody necessarily has. They haven't even been back on a banner in what, over a year now, those 60% supports. So they're not a unit that I know a lot of people will have, which I guess, to be fair, makes the unit selection a little bit more difficult for this mission. But yeah, I mean, Gotenks is still good post super. He's just the only way he's really aged since his release is he's not as dominant in slot 1 as he was in like the pre-anniversary content, but he's still really, really good. So but yeah, I mean, we can just keep Kefla on rotation. You gotta remember, as I said, like when it comes to these burst modes, if you put on the bare minimum modifiers, then the Dokkan event, it's just a Dokkan event, right? Dokkan events don't hit very hard as it is, so if you're putting on the modifier that gives them 100% extra attack, it's still not really that much, right? Now, obviously, if you want to go for an even higher score, we do often have a bit of friendly competition in the Discord. So if you set a high score, do go ahead and post it in the Discord. Let us know what you get up to. I think with the right team build, especially like if you do run the double tech Kefla, so you know you're always safe in slot 1, you could probably get a pretty decently high score. But it would also depend, like, there are definitely some units on this team that if you put like the full-on modifiers to get like a really high score, you could get like half an hour into, because it makes it take a lot longer because they'll have so much HP. You get like half an hour into the run and then the wrong unit takes a super attack and then it'll be GG. But if you do have the Kaba and the hit, they both can get up to some pretty crazy defense. Hit stacks, so could work out quite nicely. Terrible orbs on this turn though. But it is what it is. What can you do? Sorry, it's only physical Kefla. I had a feeling I would get the new LR when I was hoping for Gotenks. Yeah, typical. I wanted the new LR or Gotenks and got Jiren. Yeah, it's my first copy of AGL Carnival Jiren. I mean, my first 2 ticket mowies, the free tickets that we got from the Dokkan Day missions. The first mowie gave me Hitku, which obviously would have been good if I needed any extra copies of them. And then the second one gave me a Jiren. So, I mean, I can't really complain about that, but... Yeah, this is what I mean with like the low modifiers on. Even uneasy aid, Tech Kale and Kefla can just take double-digit damage. So it's only when you really start really putting the attack up that you have to worry. I should have saved those STR orbs for hit, really. Oh well. I mean, Kefla probably just absolutely destroys this phase with the type advantage and the attack stacking. Tech Kefla obviously not doing that much, but we're only on double 170 leads, of course, remember, as well, because we're running double STR Kefla leads. So the numbers aren't going to be as high as we would see on other setups, but Kefla's still hitting 18 million here. And then we got another one of those coming as well. Basically 19 million. Got the new LR on my 4th multi, nice. Yeah, and then another one that's basically 20 mil. Good stuff. Alright, there we go. Nothing from the free tickets, but I did get Gotenks and Kefla with 300 stones. Nice. Not bad at all. We got our other Kefla transform here now as well. I really didn't need to waste 100 stones for Gotenks. I mean, Gotenks is really good, so... But yeah, I've seen loads of people now have pulled the new unit off of the tickets, which is awesome and just crazy. So, and remember, that's going to be a thing now going forwards for like every celebration for the rest of the year, that we're getting these free tickets for like the main banner, which is, yeah, just crazy. So yeah, whatever the Dokkan Fest is that comes out at the end of May, because I think last year it was literally the 30th of May that the new character came out. What will that be this year? That'll be a Friday. So I think what would be more likely is the unit comes out on like the 29th, and then the tickets would be available the next day, which is kind of awkward. But I mean, you know, if you can exercise even just that little bit of patience and wait one day, then yeah, free summon, like getting free summons for these banners is going to be such a huge thing for the rest of this year. Like, it's pretty good. Yeah, Kefla getting the supers off here. Used her active skill to change. All it does really is change physical orbs to STR, but that helps us get the 6 orbs for her. And she dodges the super, perfect. I mean, STR KO hasn't had a lot of build up and doesn't have a Kefla on the rotation, but again, with the modifiers that we've got on, it shouldn't be a huge issue. She's got a guard, she gets the additional super. So yeah, she should be fine. The Miraculous Awakening, Legendary Existence mission should be interesting, because if it's Tech and STR gives you the most points, you have the Tech and STR UI Gokus that you can run for that. But yeah, Kale tanking for double digits. The 6 orbs for Kefla. Oh yeah, we can do this, might as well. Fuse into the Tech Kefla, although we can't get 6 orbs for her, but might as well do it, why not? This is the last phase. There should be, I mean, to be fair, STR Kefla probably just kills her here. And Tech Kefla can't even be hit. So even if they were able to hit relatively hard against us, we wouldn't be able to take damage until after STR Kefla attacks anyway. And to be fair, Tech Kefla are actually doing reasonable damage. 25.6. I mean, this one alone might be all it takes. If she crits. She didn't crit. And she jumps up to 26.7. And there's the crit, okay. And of course we get double awakening medals for the actually, because is this the stage? This is the Tech Kefla one. So I just realised we got the burst mode for this stage. I pre-farmed the medals for the LR Kefla, but by doing the burst mode we get more of them. So I didn't need to farm as many of them. Because we just got another 14. Well, there you go. So 6,020 points with the Universe 6 team. Nice and easy. That gives us all of the missions completed except for one. So now all we need to do is jump back in and do the stage with the Legendary Existence team. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so now we're going to jump in and get the Legendary Existence mission done. As I said at the beginning, you don't need to get 6,000 points twice, but I always get 6,000 points with both categories just to show that you can do it. And then obviously whichever one is the better category for you, do that one first, right? So Legendary Existence, we're still going to do Tech and STR only because it gives you the most points. And then we've still got basically the same stuff, the max team cost, no status effects, only damage reduction from int enemies because we're not using them. We had to put the damage reduction up because of course Legendary Existence gives you less points. So we had to make up those extra points from somewhere. So we put the damage reduction up by a little bit. We haven't got any of this stuff activated. We've still got the minimum possible attack and defense raise for the enemy, and same for HP. And then all we had to do was put on this damage threshold 50,000. So any attacks that would do 50,000 or less will do 0. But I mean, realistically, that's fine. Even additional normals from some of our characters should do more damage than that anyway. So realistically, that doesn't do anything. And then, yeah, we didn't need to put on any of this stuff. And we've still got the no items, no support memories. Now, funnily enough, I was talking about how the UI Gokus are on Legendary Existence. But we can actually make a movie bosses team here. Because, of course, the legendary Super Saiyan Broly is on Legendary Existence. Beerus is, and then Bojack is as well. So I think when it comes to STR and Tech, I think this is basically every movie boss character that we could use anyway. Apart from, I think there's like the Tech Barbershop Bojack that doesn't even have a TUR. So this should be relatively easy. Because we've got the 200% lead from the Tech Broly. Obviously, the only unit, I guess, that sort of jumps out as potentially being a liability is the STR LR Broly, because at this point he is obviously pretty old. But he should be fine. We'll keep him out of the way of attacks as much as we can. Obviously the TUR STR Broly has the super easy A, so he should be a good support. Bojack has his easy A, but we obviously don't have a lot of Space Traveling Warriors characters on the team, so it's not the most ideal team for him, but it will still be fine. So might as well leave, even though we're not going to take damage anyway, we'll leave Tech Broly untransformed to tank in slot 1. I mean, honestly, in this like burst mode, because it is just a Dokkan event level and we've not really put a crazy amount of modifiers on it, to be honest, we probably could just transform Tech Broly, and then with the damage that he does, it would help us get through the first like phases quicker anyway. But might as well use him for his purpose, and then Tech Broly's just gonna stomp them here anyway. And then even if he doesn't, Tech Beerus would finish them off. But yeah, I think this run will be way easier. If you can run this like Broly movie bosses setup, this run's going to be so easy. Although typically we get a rotation where we don't have any slot 1s. I should have looked and actually seen that we didn't have the other Tech Broly on this turn. So at least we get support from doing that. So we'll do this, we'll do this. I mean, these guys don't really hit hard enough that we need to care that much about not having like a crazy slot 1 tank. But yeah, as you can see, we're going to be able to do pretty good damage. All tickets and 2k stones to pull 1 copy. Oof. Yeah, I definitely would not have gone in that deep, like, at this point. I talked about it in the Summon or Skip video, right? But with the Global Dokkan campaign, which is basically Anniversary 2 of the year, coming up in like a month and a half, I genuinely do not recommend anyone summons on the banner outside of the free tickets. I've seen so many people posting, like, ticket summon screenshots having pulled Kale and Khalifa, though. It's crazy. Yeah, see, STR Broly's still taking double-digit damage. Wouldn't really expect him to take a ton. Turn 1, yeah. I mean, we don't even need to transform the other Broly. I mean, he's the only one. The Tech Broly in the middle is the only one that can attack this turn, but he will kill them. And that means we don't waste a turn of the extra damage reduction for the friend Tech Broly. Because obviously, this is his second turn. But I mean, to be honest, even like losing the defensive buffs that he gets on that 1 turn only for the first turn, he probably still tanks their attacks for double digits on this turn. But like I say, Tech Broly's just going to destroy them here anyway. I mean, Beerus can go slot 1, I guess, so... Bojack can also transform. I mean, this isn't the best team setup in terms of cohesive, like, links and stuff, right? But it is what it is. Sacrifice a bit of the Broly support to make sure we get the big orbs for Bojack. So it should still be a relatively decent turn. STR Super Easy A Broly obviously builds up defense the more... he gets damage reduction per super attack performed, right? So he's not really in any sort of danger here. And then STR Bojack at the end. No big bad bosses active, but 15 million attack stats. He's only got Fierce Battle active. So 16 mil additional. I think because we picked up all the orbs, he should potentially get the 3rd one here as well. Depends on the hidden potential. If we get the big supers turn. Yeah, nice. 17 mil. Last time I got a new unit of tickets not counting anniversaries was LR Future Gohan, damn. So yeah, like over a year and a half ago pretty much. That's crazy. But yeah, just think, those free tickets every celebration, every 15th and 30th of the month, free summon tickets. That's crazy. But yeah, as you can see, this team just absolutely shredding through this event. like a hot knife through butter. So, and now we're going to have the triple legendary Super Saiyan Broly rotation. Oh well, rip Kefla. I mean, this is the middle Tech Broly, the LR Tech Broly active skill turn, so he's going to hit like an absolute truck. What is Hit and God Goku's best build? Isn't it like full crit and then the rest dodge, I think? Is it them that needed crit? I can't remember now. But yeah, let's see this attack stat from Yellow Coin Tech LR Broly. Oh yeah, 56 million, you know. Just a casual 56. 26 million crit, and then a 34 million additional. Pretty good. Yeah, so as you can see, the Legendary Existence team absolutely destroying this stage. So yeah, there we go. 6,000 points of Legendary Existence. I think if you can run that movie bosses version of the team, that's a much quicker way of doing it to get the 6,000 points. I think if you go for the higher points, like the harder to get a higher score, this team might be a bit more tricky, especially when it comes to like STR LR Broly not being the best defensively. But just to like burn through it and get those 6,000 points and get the missions done, like that was 6.5 minutes. So very, very easy. But yeah, let me know how you guys got on down below in the comment section. What team builds did you use? What score did you get? If you want to go for a high score and post it in the Discord, like I said, feel free to join. Join the Discord anyway, right? Be part of the community. The link is in the description. But yeah, let me know how you guys got on with the Kefla Burst Mode. And yeah, good stuff. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.